The Earth has a fever. In 2023, scorching heat enveloped our world like never before. Oceans boiled under relentless sun, cities baked in record heat waves, and ancient glaciers wept away. According to NASA scientists, 2023 became the warmest year on record, a global landmark confirming what we all felt. The planet is overheating. Even the United Nations issued its starkest warning yet, calling the situation a code red for humanity and noting that greenhouse gas emissions are choking our planet. The ground itself seems to groan under the strain of this heat. Imagine walking across a dried lake bed, each step swallowing your shoe into dust. It's not fantasy, it's our reality. NASA reports that the global average temperature in 2023 soared 1.2 degrees Celsius above mid-20th century norms, making it the hottest year ever measured. Months from June through December consecutively shattered previous records, and by year's end we had experienced the 10 warmest years in recorded history. Every corner of the globe, from the Arctic sea ice to equatorial jungles, felt the rage of this heat. Across continents, the signs of panic were visible. In the American West and Siberia, forests ignited in heat-driven infernos, consuming millions of acres. In Europe and China, early summers came with unprecedented wildfires and droughts. Floods also surged. As scorching air held more moisture, torrential rains hammered cities on all continents. According to one science report, extreme weather events displaced over 26 million people in 2023. Entire towns swept away by storms or left unlivable by raging wildfires. The human toll is staggering. Millions lost homes, livelihoods, and lives. Behind these disasters is a clear culprit: our emissions. Every puff of smoke, every exhaust cloud traps heat in the atmosphere. In 2023, global carbon dioxide levels surged to 420 parts per million. That's 151% of pre-industrial values, a concentration never seen in human history. We have become a force of nature ourselves, igniting a feedback loop of warming. Greenhouse gases lurk invisibly, but their power is undeniable. Billions of tons of CO2 spewed into the air this past year, driving temperatures ever higher. For context, the World Meteorological Organization noted that carbon dioxide is accumulating faster than ever, fueled by both fossil fuels and massive wildfires. Each carbon molecule stays in the air for centuries, locking in future heat. The result is brutal. Cities swelter in dog-day heat that melts metal, farmers watch fields shrivel, and coastal homes are threatened by floods. Even hurricanes and typhoons grow more destructive, powered by warmer oceans. As one UN report put it, every fraction of a degree of warming counts, and right now we're accelerating toward a dangerous tipping point. Nature herself is sending urgent messages. In the Arctic and Antarctic, ice shelves are collapsing. The great ice caps that once reflected sunlight northwards are shrinking, turning white snowfields into dark water that absorbs more heat. In ocean depths, coral reefs, the nurseries of marine life, are bleaching en masse as waters warm. Even suburban backyards are changing. Summers grow longer, winters shorter, and insects invade new territories. The science is clear. 2023's heat has already baked in more warming for decades ahead. One expert summarized it bluntly: every climate statistic is a red flag. We've seen one disaster overlap another. For example, after a summer of parching drought in East Africa, Massive floods struck Somalia, displacing hundreds of thousands of people already weakened by hunger and conflict. In Libya, Storm Daniel unleashed a deathly flood, killing thousands overnight. These converging crises, climate forcing extreme weather on top of fragile societies, underscore how intertwined our world has become. From the bursting dams of Europe to the burning forests of Asia and the boiling plains of South America, it's humanity that bears the brunt. Scientists reported that more than 26 million people were forced to flee their homes by disasters in 2023. That's roughly the population of Australia, uprooted by droughts, wildfires, floods and storms. In nations both rich and poor, hospitals filled beyond capacity, and humanitarian agencies scrambled to help battered communities. No nation is untouched. In the United States, there were 28 separate billion-dollar weather disasters in 1 year, a historic high. In South Asia, heat waves claimed thousands of lives. Each climate catastrophe ricochets across economies and societies. We see the strain on agriculture as crops fail under extreme heat, on infrastructure with roads buckling and power grids collapsing under demand, and on people's lives as families are torn apart or seeking asylum far from home. Every fraction of a degree matters. At this point, we're already at 1.2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, dangerously close to the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold scientists warned about. Crossing that limit could lock in even more devastating changes. As the 2023 report makes clear, there's still more work to be done, but the window for action is rapidly closing. Yet amidst this chaos, a new chorus of voices is rising. It turns out people can act too. In 2018, a lone teenager, Greta Thunberg, sat in protest outside her country's parliament. That solo strike in Sweden ignited a global movement. By 2019, an estimated 1.4 million students and citizens joined climate strikes in 2,233 cities across 128 countries, from the plazas of New York to the streets of Mumbai and Cape Town. They held signs like "There is no planet B," demanding politicians treat this crisis as the emergency it is. These protesters have become the face of hope. Farmers in India are turning fields to solar farms. Innovators everywhere are racing to build carbon-free cities and machines that clean the air. Leaders in some countries have declared climate emergencies, pledging aggressive emission cuts and massive tree-planting campaigns. Even giant companies announce net zero goals, though critics point out action must match their words. On social media and in parliaments, the question has changed from "is climate real?" to "what are we going to do about it?" Every voice adds pressure. As UN Women applauded Greta's example, the world is slowly listening to the young generation insisting we need a future. The truth is powerful. Our era will be remembered for this struggle. We stand at a crossroads. The data is irrefutable. NASA and climate experts agree. We are facing a real climate crisis. But facts alone won't change policy. It will be our voices and actions that move the needle. We can still write the ending of this story. We can turn the tide if we unite now. Speak up, talk about climate change with friends and family, and demand your leaders take stronger action. Use your vote and your voice for sustainable policies. Live green, reduce waste, recycle, conserve water, use energy-efficient appliances, drive less, and support renewable energy. Every small change adds up. Join the movement. Support environmental organizations or community cleanups. Participate in local climate initiatives, plant trees, or help those affected by disasters. Share this message on social media to raise awareness. The planet's story isn't finished. The heatwave we live through today can spark a wave of change tomorrow. If the thought of a hotter, more dangerous world worries you, remember, we have the power to prevent the worst. Together, we can demand solutions, innovate sustainably, and heal our world. This is a wake-up call for humanity. If this video moved you, share it with others. The clock is ticking, and our children's future depends on what we do now.